Hi everybody, my name's Elizabeth. I get often asked to look at different trials and give comments, so I just figured, you know what, I should probably just make a video of my recording so that way I don't have to keep answering people's questions. So the first trial we are going to be reviewing is the Kareen Reed trial, and she's accused of killing her boyfriend, who is a cop. Since I just started this, I'm actually already day 6 of the trial, so I will be commenting from day 6 on. And I am going to be reviewing this trial through the YouTube channel called Law and Crime. It's the channel I have found so far that has the least amount of noise interference. I will leave a link to that channel down in the description box. Once you get to their channel, you can view all of the pretrial hearings as well as day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, where we're at today. So let's get to it. So just to catch you up, since we're on day 6, as I stated before, Kareen Reed is being charged for killing her boyfriend, who was a cop. So that is what the whole trial is about, proving to see if she is innocent or guilty. I have noticed several things in the through all the pretrial hearings and the 5.5 to 6 days of testimony that there's some pretty interesting stuff, but it's also a pretty boring trial. Definitely not one of the most exciting trials I've ever watched so far, but this is what my short review is up to now. So to give you an overview of what took place in the opening statements from day 1, prosecution believes that Kareen Reed did kill her boyfriend, the cop, by backing her vehicle into him, thus killing him. The defense says that Kareen didn't do it and that she's basically being framed, and the reason why she is being framed is through extreme negligence of the police department, because where the body was found, boyfriend's body was found on another person's property, and this property was actually another officer's property, and the police department did not investigate that property. They didn't do any kind of proper investigation, and so therefore they're just framing Kareen Reed for this murder. That is what the opening statements, or what they both sides plan on proving. Continue of day 1 from opening statements to first witnesses on the stand. You're going to have all prosecution bringing all their witnesses first. They have brought several police officers, fire department, and rescue workers who've all testified so far. One of the things that they have all had in common, of course, is that there was a blizzard coming this particular night, and so everybody was preparing for that blizzard. Several of these witnesses have all made the same statement, and that is that Kareen stated, I hit him. So they've all had that very similar response, which is in itself pretty damning evidence. However, of course, all of that can be argued to state, what did she mean by she hit him? With her vehicle, with her fist, with what? We don't know. So right now, that is the only thing I'm seeing strong on the prosecution side. One of my biggest issues I've had so far is actually with the judge. I've never seen a judge act like this within a trial, so this is kind of shocking to me. I mean, I'm not an attorney, so I don't know the rules, and of course every place they're going to be a little different, but I think generally they run around the same line. She interrupts a lot, and I feel like she has interrupted the defense quite a bit. And anytime the defense cross-examines a witness, one of the prosecution's witnesses, everything the defense says, prosecution's gonna object to, and she sustains right away. They're not making a whole lot of headway with asking questions because of those objections and instant sustains. And another thing I noticed she does a lot of is call them into sidebar. It's where the attorneys go talk to the judge on the side, and they discuss whatever they need to discuss outside of the jury ears and the rest of the court. So it's just like sorting out some information that needs to be sorted before it goes into the court recording. With this particular judge, she often calls the defense to a sidebar anytime they ask questions, and of course obviously both sides have to go and talk. That has really interrupted the focus on the questions that are being asked to the witnesses, and that's really distracting and disturbing to me, because we're already dealing with a case where there's a level of corruption that's taking place. I just don't feel like this is adding to the side of the prosecution, railroading the defense to asking questions. Moving on, another thing I know she does a lot is since we're right now on the prosecution, so all the prosecution's witnesses are being put onto the stand. And I noticed with this judge, for some reason, Every time it's at the defense's turn to re-cross-examine, of course, prosecution objects, and the judge instantly sustains and says that's it, like no more questions. And or if she asks, like, would you like to cross-examine? If the defense says yes, she is usually just like, okay. One of the things I heard she said was, make it fast. And all these comments are really bothering me. How do you get a fair trial when your attorneys are being told to make it fast, make your questions fast? Like, what happens to a fair trial in that case? Or in that instant, I feel like it is taking away from her defense, because if her attorneys aren't being allowed to ask the questions they need, that could hinder them. So we will see where this goes. I don't know anything about this case. It was just suggested that I watch it for my opinion, because it apparently to this particular person says it's a really good trial. Also to discuss would be the evidence they found at the scene where the victim was laying on the ground in the snow. They found obviously blood and broken, I think they said it's a cocktail glass. For some reason, these police officers felt like getting a solo cup from the neighbor's house, literal solo cup, to put the blood into, like, from the snow. There's problems with the contamination. From there, they put those cups into paper shopping bags. There's a lot of bad handling of evidence. Miss Reed's vehicle, the back tail light actually was broken, and so they feel that she broke the tail light when she hit him. Yet many of the officers and first responders originally said they didn't find any kind of evidence of pieces of broken taillight there, and now it is showing up later on. So this actually adds more to the suspicion of where did this come from. She's being framed. So we're just going to keep on from there. Of course, this is just allegedly. This is just what's being stated in this case.